Hey, welcome to the show. It's Donna Drake, and I'm here with Alita Moses, and we're going to be talking about her wonderful jazz vocalization. Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Good, good. So were you warming up back there? Are you doing scales?
A little bit,
Okay,
scales
okay.
in there.
So you came from a musical family. Tell us about that background.
Yes, my mother has been on and off Broadway since her 20s, and she's also been in commercials and films and on and off the stage. And my father was an orchestral conductor in his younger years, and then he was a music professor at the Hart School of Music and other universities around the nation. So I grew up in a very, very musical household on both ends.
And did you go to her shows? Was she performing when you were little?
Yes, all the time.
What was that like to see your mom up there?
It was incredible. It was inspirational, honestly, because she was actually on the national tour of Thoroughly Modern Millie at one point, and I was ranging from, I guess, 7 to 10 at that point, and I would go out, I would travel across the nation to see her perform, and even though, I would see the same show every time, it was a different experience every single time based on the city we were in, and yeah, seeing my mom upstage, I was very proud all the time.
And would you sing with her, like in the car rides? Would you guys
Oh, yeah.
do the songs together, like show tunes all the time?
Yes, completely. She probably got very tired of it, of singing the same songs over and over again. But yeah, no, we would always jam out in the car and long car rides and everything.
And how did you find out that you were gifted? When did you realize that for yourself?
Well, speaking of my mom, she always likes to remind me that I actually started making up songs in the bathtub when I was like 3 years old. And it seems cliche, but I really have been singing ever since I could basically speak. And then I was also fortunate enough to grow up in a town that's also just very musically oriented. And so throughout elementary school and up, I was in choirs, and I played cello for a while in the orchestra, and so I was always involved in music somehow. And in middle school, it's really when I stepped out from behind my little wall and really started soloing and kind of started finding my voice.
And we're laughing today because there's like this drum going on. Right?
I know,
there's somebody
make a
playing
little...
like drums, like chicka chicka mama, da 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 dee da,
make a little beat from it.
So when you realized that you went to middle school and then you went to an artsy high school, what was that
Yes.
experience for you? How did you get selected for that? Did you have to audition to get in, or?
Well, it depended because we weren't. The high school isn't an art high school necessarily, but we didn't do musicals in the spring like most high schools did. We did a jazz show called Pops and Jazz, and so my freshman year, because in middle school I had been soloing so much with those choirs, the teachers kind of, I guess they talked a little bit to each other, and my name was brought up, and so I got the opportunity to have my own solo as a freshman in high school at this in the jazz show, and which back then was like a huge deal, and I was like super nervous and super scared, but it kind of kickstarted this intense passion for music that I have now.
What a nice support. That you had the support of the faculty, and they kind of shifted the curriculum, and they kind of built something around you.
Right. It was wonderful, and from that I've had like so many different mentors throughout my life already, which I'm extremely grateful for.
And you've had some wonderful experiences. You've gotten to accompany a lot of well-known people. Let's talk about a couple of those people that you've been having some fun with.
Sure. Well, I guess it all starts with the Shore Montreux vocal competition in Switzerland that I won 2 summers ago in 2014, and Sweet Georgia Brown, who is a renowned blues vocalist, was the judge, and so I got to work with her, and then from there, because of that, a part of the prize of winning, I guess, is that you return the following summer and have your own show, basically, and your own performance. And I was fortunate enough to open up for Al Jarreau, which was incredible, and he taught me so many things in such a little amount of time, and it was an experience like no other, honestly.
Do you feel like it changed your stage presence a little? Did he give you like some tips like that just really brought it forward for you?
Yeah, and actually he taught me without even actually, saying like, this is how you should do it. He really taught me on stage while we were performing to just, it's okay to just sit back, relax. It doesn't have to be a show necessarily. You know, you don't have to put on this persona of hello, welcome to, you know, you don't
Welcome to the Jazz Hour.
Exactly, exactly. And I think just it's kind of from growing up with pops and jazz in high school, and it was more of like a showcase kind of thing where you had to move around and put on that kind of face. And not that it was bad, but I think it kind of set me up in my mind for that, you know, that thought process when you're on stage of like, all right, I have to present myself this certain way. But, and not only with Algero, I've had many experiences where I've just been able to let my guard down and just sit there or stand and just create on stage, which is exactly what we did. And it was a pure, raw collaboration, completely improvised. And I was so happy to, you know, have been asked by him to join him on stage during his set and sing "Summertime," the great
Isn't it the
Gershwin
best
tune.
song ever?
Oh, it's great.
I know.
It's classic.
It's like, you know, there's certain songs that are just, you know, part of the American Songbook that you just feel so inspired by and so in tune with,
Yeah,
you know. And it seems to me like you're a person that just generates from within. So, you know, you grew up in a musical household, you know, lucky for you that you were born with some natural talent, because could you imagine if you grew up in a family like that? I always feel like, I think like musical kids should be born into a musical family so that they have
think
that
it definitely
support.
helps.
It does help, right?
Yeah, although there are tons of people, you know, going to college at a music school, not everyone came from musical backgrounds.
Like they're the first person that
Exactly.
can sing, right?
Exactly. But, you know, either way, it's all about, you know, you making things happen for yourself, which is something I'm definitely learning along the way of trying to make it in this business.
It's funny that you said that, because it reminded me a couple of weeks ago I interviewed Pat Monahan from Train, and he said that same thing. He goes, I was the first person. He goes, but lucky for him, he was around a lot of people, a lot of educators. His family supported him, because when you wake up and you decide that you're going to be a vocalist, right? It's not a traditional path.
No,
you're
it's
creating
not.
you're trailblazing it as you go.
Right.
So we wish you all the best of luck in your
Thank you
journey.
very much.
Looking forward to more from you. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yay! And is there one thing that you would like to say to the audience that's important for you, something that you're just feeling right now?
Yeah, it's actually been my whole theme, I guess, for the past couple of weeks, because I just moved to New York City, and just trying to make it as a young artist and starting right off the bat, it's very challenging and very, very intimidating. And something I'm trying to teach myself is that it's okay to not know everything right away. And yeah, that would probably be the one thing I could say to, you know, to anyone who's watching, who's in that kind of situation where they feel like they need to have everything together and they feel pressure from anyone, themselves, teachers, friends, parents, whatever the case may be, that it's okay to take time, relax, and just really, you know, map out your goals and everything and sit with them for a second and just realize it's going to be okay.
And enjoy the ride.
Yes, exactly.
That's the best advice I can give you, is to just enjoy the ride.
Yeah,
you know, there's a lot of
exactly.
songs about that. You could check out the lyrics. So thank you for watching and staying here with us. And
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to meet someone like you. You're awesome.
Thank you so much.
So,
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. So are you.
Stay tuned for more on Live It Up. And we'll be jazzing it out, man. We'll be like,
There you go.
skitty-dap-ba-doo.